We're Lifeway Christian Resources, one of the world's largest providers of Christian resources. We're headquartered in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm at our distribution center, which is located in Lebanon, Tennessee. So Lifeway has one distribution center. We ship about 2 million parcels a year to customers all over the world. Annually, we process about 9.2 million order lines. In the area that we're using the voice solution in, we process about 6 million order lines.
Picking with voice last year, I had 1 error the whole year. It was awesome.
So prior to voice, we used paper picking.
Picking on paper was cumbersome. They had either a clipboard or they used a piece of cardboard, and they had to carry that around. They had to mark it off, so it was a time waster.
So for somebody that's picking on paper today, if you want to take it up a notch, you're going to have to go to some level of technology. If you have a similar paper pick operation, voice will be the biggest bang for your buck. One main thing that we were looking for is we wanted to be able to have a capability of multi-pick, multi-put during our pick process.
So they would go to a location, it would tell them how many to pick. They'd say they've picked 2, for instance. After they confirm that, it tells them the next location to go, and they're picking different products as they go. Anytime they are ready to drop, and then go back to their cart, they read the last 4 digits of the item number, and it tells them which tote to put them in.
Our facility, in our picking area, we have several different types of picking locations, flow racks, larger bins, smaller bins. That lends itself to different aisle widths, and because of that, multi-pick, multi-put is very important to us. Some of the aisles we're able to take a cart down the aisle with the user, and they're able to pick into that cart. In other situations, the user is leaving their cart at the front of the aisle and then walking down the length of the aisle and maybe picking up several products. The velocity of the different types of products also dictates where we may slot those products. So just the nature of our facility, this is the most cost-effective thing for Lifeway.
As far as implementing voice, it was a positive experience. It wasn't like an all or nothing thing. Some people could still pick by paper, so we didn't have to just turn everyone onto it at once. We could just gradually add a few at a time.
Very early in the process, we involved a few of the operators on the floor, the pickers. Training time for us went from approximately 3 days down to 4 hours.
We were able to streamline it and give it more of a standardized look, that you've got the exact commands you have to use, and it was just easier to set up a more standardized process with the training.
6-4.
Pick 1.
1.
Quantity remaining?
3.
3, correct?
Yes.
Opportunistic cycle counting is probably the biggest thing that voice has allowed us to do, that we really had no way of doing that at all when it came to paper picking.
When a employee gets to location, and I believe the threshold is set at 3 or less, if there's 3 or less items in there, it will tell them how many remain. And so they get to do an opportunistic cycle count right then and there. So if they go there and they get their 1 and they'll say how many remain, they can say 1. And right away, that does a cycle count.
With paper picking, there would be a kind of delay in our systems of when products are taken out of the system. So with that, as they're being picked, our inventory is updating, and it's keeping us as current as possible.
I think voice makes me better at my job. It's faster, and you make less mistakes.
With voice, I think the biggest surprise that I had was how quickly we saw improvements in our accuracy. From an efficiency perspective, we went from 92 lines per hour to 98 lines per hour. So that was about a 6.5% increase in efficiency. So the ROI that we achieved from voice, we achieved that in less than 2 years.
I would definitely recommend the voice system. It has been a plus for us, as I said before, with accuracy and with training time being cut way back and getting the person up to speed on the floor. So I would definitely recommend a pick-to-voice system. It's been one of the best things we've ever done.